Is this a goddamn... goddamn...
Welcome back, Vault Dwellers, to the continuation of Let's Build a Settlement here at the North Point Nuka World Dam. And boy, do I have a damn good episode planned for you folks. Yes, the damn jokes continue. And I have to say, I'm very proud of all of you with coming up some really damn good jokes in the comments. Excellent. All right, so in the last episode, we had built these two houses, and I'm going to destroy them because I got some new plans. So let's jump right into that while I tell you what's going on here. So we get rid of all this schmutz because we don't need any of it. At least not yet. So I've been asking everybody, I think last episode, maybe even before that as well, what do you think I should do? If I should do anything up top or put everything in the back here. And basically everybody came up with the same idea and had the same feeling as me of putting everything down and back here and building up that way, and more or less leaving the top empty, with the exception of a few awesome suggestions, like some, I think one or two people had suggested stuff like supply trucks, etc. We'll leave that because that works, and whatnot. And so when I saw the supply truck mention, I was like, oh, then, you know, if we're going to have a supply truck, we probably need a crane or something. So we'll put a crane up here, a couple of supply trucks. The only real buildings are going to be those two over there, because those are the security watchtowers and, like, temporary living space for security as well. And we're going to mirror that over here and do basically the same exact thing. Unique design, of course, but same idea. We'll get rid of that gate and whatnot and put a couple of buildings up there. And my other idea now is that since we're going to be building just about everything down here, is we're going to wall in everything. We're going to start roughly up about here, come on down that way, and follow along the border and put up all kinds of fences going up this way as well. Geez, how far over does this go? I never actually looked to see where my border is. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to go up that far. We're probably going to do the same thing, like cut across here and then come down that way. I'm probably making everybody dizzy doing all that. So the whole plan is I'm going to build this whole city, village, town thing down here on the water. And then we'll slowly build our way upwards with some of the buildings. I suppose I could start doing some of that today. I can figure things out here. So I guess we'll start with maybe a set of stairs so we can see if I can match up my height the way I want it to. If not, we can finagle it. I haven't said that word in a while. Yeah, we should do some stairs. No, I don't want that. I want stairs. Alright, let's see. Where does that go? Oh, look at that. That's like right on top of the water. So let's put a floor down to see. Oof, it's a little too low. Almost perfect, but that's okay. We can work with that. So I want to take you out of the muck first, actually. So let's put that there, and then this way we can get a really good look at it. And I want to get rid of this pond scum, but I can't find the scrapping point of it. So unfortunately, it's gonna have to stay, but that's okay. All right. So now that we have a set of stairs. This way we can keep everything more or less squared off, I guess. No. Going to here. We're going to lay down some pure floors. We're going to go ahead and... Oh, no. Fuck that up. Ooh, yeah, I forgot my character can't breathe when I'm underwater when I'm doing this. Can I raise that? That's like legit stuck. And I can't even get to it under the water either. That's odd. Get down here. Is it? There it is. Oh, and I can't get low enough, actually. No, I can't scrap that. Oh, that's terrible. I've never had that happen before. Usually you can do something. But because I can't do anything with the water. Okay. So, new plan. We're going to turn snapping off. We're gonna build one right on top of that, like so. Actually, that kind of works because now it's got its own platform to sit on. Now we just have to match that up as best we can. It doesn't have to be perfect, really, to be honest. So, but that'll do. And then once we put in some supports and whatnot, it will just appear. Okay. So let's go ahead and build back this way. Perfect. And build right up to the wall. Excellent. And just kind of keep up with that, I think. So for now, I'm just going to lay in a bunch of platform. And we'll have to twerk this as we go along. We'll have to put in some of these cleaved pieces. So we need something like so. Let me turn off my surface snapping now because it's bugging me. Let's take that guy out and put that one in. That kind of works. Looks like it's going past the little hump there. And then maybe if we put this little guy in, let's put a different color. Kind of straighten it out, maybe. Not bad, not bad. And then we'll come along. We can do some final twerking as we do things here. We're going to put in another curved piece. We're going to make this a wavy son of a gun. Because we can. They do that. Oh, that looks fun. Let's do that. And then we'll do that. We're going to get really wavy with this bad boy. That looks funny. Yeah, we might fix that. Because we're just kind of like wiggling back and forth here. So, alright, maybe we'll take that guy out. And we'll artificially straighten this and overlap like so. Get this a little more twerked. So it looks, yeah, that ain't too bad. Actually, I can already tell we're going to be into the side of the dam, so let's do that. Just a smidgen more. Okay, now we can work. There we go. Now let's get rid of that. We need that. One of these. Perfecto. We'll get rid of that one too. We'll come back in here, some more random colors. And not too worried that we're straying away because of the curve of the dam, but that's fine. We just really need to get over here to shore. Sort of had a plan for that section of water there that maybe I might do something with. So for now, we'll stop there. And yeah, okay. Now we can start playing around a little bit. No, I want to go like that. Do I have a corner piece? Is there a corner piece in this? Oh, baby. Let's get rid of that. Let's... Yeah. That's what we need. Perfecto. Maybe I want this over here instead. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. So part of the plan... Not that I really ever have a plan. We're just going to work our way out this way. And, you know what, let's throw some curved pieces in here. Let's keep turning. How far out can I go? Roughly about there. Okay. So one of the things I like to do, actually, you know what, we're just going to use this guy here. Just for now. That marks our border. Just about, roughly about how far out we can go. So we'll take this guy out. This one. Y'all. Oops, I didn't want that. There we go. Yeah, that's just gonna kiss the border there. That's like right onto it. Nice, I like that. Excellent. Right, throw some other rando colors in here. We're gonna be like right up against the dirt there, which is fine. No big deal. Other than that one. Alright. Maybe now we'll go Great, yeah, perfect. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like randomly throwing these in here to see if I can come up with some sort of funky design. And, we can go off of that, I guess. Take that guy out. We can do like some branching off of this. So let's do the same thing here. Maybe this guy, unfortunately, we'll take that one out. Put another one of these corner pieces in. Like so. There we go. And we'll put that guy back in there. We'll come off this direction. And boom, that gets us to land. Nice. Got a nice little grid going on here. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, do I really want that to be that big? Do have the option of these guys. Doesn't really work with the corner pieces, though. But that'll actually give us some more building space. We just put these in so. I think I kind of like that a little better. That way we just have a nice little thin walkway and it gives us more room to build like actual houses. I think that's probably a bit cooler. Alright, what else can we do here? Maybe. We have that. Let's see. It's just oop, stuck in the ground. Not looking. Cool, I think. Alright. So we're gonna continue while I think about that. Putting floors down under. Gotta keep this going too, because we're gonna build like lots of support for the upper levels there. Plus it just looks really cool that that's nice and filled in like so. I like it. Excellent. Of course now I'm gonna have to add an extra stop for the elevator, which is fine. That's not too difficult to do, so. Okay. Now, let's see. So we got that going like that. Yeah, that looks a little better. Alright, we got some pretty funky design going here. And it's going to be really close to where our fencing is going to be, but that's okay. We can make that twerk. Awesome. Alright. Oh, there it was! Yes! We got rid of it! Finally! What about this one over here? Get rid of that one? Not yet. Every once in a while you just... Oh, there we go! Freaking awesome. Yes! That guy. Come on. Sometimes they just kind of like randomly show up. Sometimes you just have to hit them in just the right spot, but not today. Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna build stuff out there too. Like, there's gonna be more. We got all these like layers here that we're gonna build upon going up the whole way. So this is gonna be like a pretty darn big town down here. All right. Yes, I landed on that and not the water. So let's do a save. Do save. Nothing new to show you because I haven't been working on anything. I've been busy with work and my knee. For those of you who don't know, I worked my knee. Geez, almost about a month ago, and I'm still waiting to get my MRI. That's actually coming up in like the next week or two. And then that's going to determine whether or not I need surgery. Not looking forward to that, I tell you what. I've had too many surgeries in my life. Let's turn off our highlighting. Oh, it's the shadows from that. I'm like, where are those lines coming from? Let's see. Yeah, we can build. Ooh. Okay. Looks here. Yeah, we do have small. This might be too nice for our floor, and that's pretty big too. Let's turn our highlighting back off. On. Sure. Let's see. What else we got? think that's one of the problems that I always seem to run into is like, never satisfied with all the options for junky floors. And I know I can't be the only person that has to deal with that or think about that. Like this one, but ooh, actually that might come in handy with the curve, that and that. But right now I need square. Yeah, because I don't want everything to be so cookie cutter, and I want stuff to look as like junky as possible, so it looks like it was all slapped together. And even with a lot of the mods, like you don't find a lot of that. Okay, let's. What do we have in here? We've got some new wall options, which is fantastic. And then we have some roofs, but there's no floors. I can do as I've done, and oh, there's some floor. But it's like the same vanilla floors I've been using, you know? Except this one's got weird borders to it. So, whoops, let's check. No. Yeah. It's just looks too nice. I don't want it to look nice. I want this to be like crap. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, we don't want that. Let's see. It's too nice. I don't know. All right, what else? Let's see. What do we got in here? Okay. You know what? Let's take these out. Let's put a couple of these in and see how they look. All right. It's not too bad. Now I need... That is just too nice. But we're going to use it anyway, because I'm just killing a lot of time here doing nothing. And let's see. Let's throw that guy in there. That one's perfect. And... You know what? We'll just do that one sideways. Boom, there we go. Got a nice little starter shack there for one. So, put in some walls and a door. Oh no, which one was this? Son of a gun, I didn't realize I went all the way out. That one? No. That one? No. Okay, that looks like where I left off. Yes, alright. Now we need a doorway. Perfect. Except you're facing the wrong way. Turn around. Ugh. Pick that up. There we go. I really hate that that happens. Okay, there we go. Alright, so then we have a stairwell here, so we want some semblance of privacy. That's not too bad. I'll do that to block that off. And... yeah, that's fine. We don't need to have, like, the ultimate amount of privacy. I want to move that over. But it won't. Alright, never mind. What else we got in here? You know what? Make... apparently not. Alright, let me turn my highlighting on so I can see. That is a full piece, so why didn't you connect to that? Because these are in the way? Really? Let's try that. Really? There we go. Cheese and crackers. Okay. Now, let's see if this guy will... oh, fudgicles. Really? Nah. Okay, we're just gonna have to free place it because it's just being a pain. Basically, I'm just trying to make a window out of it. As you folks taught me how to do. I'll be forever grateful on that. Ooh, okay. But I want to have things sort of... or do I? You know what? For now, let's just put that there. And, oh yeah, that's a partial wall. Dummy. I do need that. Not there. There. It's pretty short though, but we'll see how the, actually the Woody's Wasteland window is going to go there, so I'll probably waste my time doing that. Let's see. We can use some gap filler there, but I don't think we're really going to need it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Ah, here we go. That's what I was wondering. I want something that. Put that in place for now. Come on over here. Put that guy. That guy though. Nice. Got our first little cruddy shack built. Except for this little section here. Use that one there. Ooh, get some frame rate drop. Copy. We'll do a new one. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe I'll put like a gap. Jeez. In between them, and then put another house here. So we'll put like a little walkway or something. I'm not going to do that for all of them, but for now, just because I want to see how my design is going to work here, if it's going to work at all. So let's go back into here, and yeah, give me that guy. Put that there, and that guy there. So yeah, we probably have to take that one out, because that's kind of poking, or at least push it in a little. That's not too big a deal. Alright, I'm going to leave that building for now, and we will move on to making another one right next to it. See how that goes. So we're just going to use some regular old woody floors. Dudes here, perfect. And that. And stick that one there. That one there. And then you know what? We're going to give this guy a little more breathing room. Not that much. We're going to throw in, yeah, I guess a regular wood floor. Like that. Give him sort of an L shape. I like it. Cool. Alright. Wall time. They need a door. Door here. Door here. Really? Really? Cheese and crackers. Okay. Nice. And regular walls, yeah, some of my favorites. No, really, and you can face the wrong way every single time. Okay, let's put this back. Whoops. Actually, I kind of like that, how narrow that gets. I'm going to leave it just like that then. Excellent. Alright. Now, yeah, I guess we can do a save. Save often, kids, because you never know. Alright, jump back into it. We need... Put this wall. Let's put this wall here. Here. I like it there. We'll put it there. Alright, now we'll stick that guy there. This dude here. That one there. I'm not going to put windows on every single one of them. Alright, let's see. Half walls. Do that guy. Of course, that snap. But that's fine. Alright. Oof. Texture drop. Alright. Now we need some roofuses on this guy. So, let's see. We do something like that there. We can do that and kind of create an overhang. That's actually kind of cool. I wouldn't be able to do the same here, though. That's going to look kind of funky. Yeah, we might have to just do regular flat roofs. At least there, anyway. And then I think on another mod I can get, like, some partial ones. Do I want to keep that like that? Maybe, because that is actually kind of cool looking. Alright. We definitely need some solid. So let's go ahead and... Ooh, this could be fun. Something like so. Probably have to change that wall out, though, because of that weird thing. Or just dip it down. That's kind of fun. I think I'm going to leave that. For now, anyway, it's going to stay like that, because that is actually kind of cool looking. Awesome. Okay. Now that we have that, we can start building another house on top of it. But we're going to keep them shorter. Because I want this to look kind of like it comes out like big and then goes up like so. So we'll keep this one like half the size. Let's put a floor in and let's see if this is going to give us trouble. Ooh, that is okay. But then again, I might not even like build the whole, or I should say, decorate everything. Let's see. I'm gonna run into that there. All right, so let's take that out for a second. Let's go back to our roofs, and we're gonna put some flat ones in and try that. So let's go ahead and put this bad boy here. Yeah, see, that lowers it considerably. All right, we'll do that for this one. We'll figure it out. And just because that's bugging me. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can use that for part of the next house we're building. Or is that going to be too far back? That might be too far back. All right, never mind. All right, back into the floors. Let's put a floor down. Excelente. We're going to leave that gap there. We're actually not going to build into that. You know what? We're going to make this house yay big. All right, so maybe actually we will come back like this far. But we're definitely not going to go the whole way. Perfect. That's going to be its own little shack right there. Now, to make things different, we're actually going to go into Woody's Wasteland. Where are you? There you be. Okay, we need some walls. We're going to put windows on this bad boy. Big old windowed walls. Perfect. Ah, and it's not going to snap. Why? Because this thing's here? How do I move that? How do I do that? Snap? Snap? There we go. Okay. And let's see if we can put this guy back in place. Alright, you know what? We're just going to lower it. Get it going. Just to make my life a little easier. Nice. Another window there. Here, no windows. We need some solid walls. Perfect. That guy there. Do the same over here. Oh, there you go. And what else we got? Perfect. Gimme. Stick that dude there. Oh, I want the other way to face out. Do it. Do it. Do it. Nope. Arr. There we go. Alright. So this is actually going to look like it's 2 stories, but it's actually just the one house. Like that. Alright. We need a doorway with a window. And look at that. It fits right in like I knew what I was doing. I really clearly do not. So. Excellent. And I don't think I'm going to build houses all the way going up. We might stop at like this level here. And then put like 1 or 2 random dudes that are just kind of like hanging out up top. We'll figure it out as we go along. And I also got to figure out, because there was something somebody said, I don't want to kind of give it away yet, that I have to figure out how to do the design on that one. It's got to go roughly right around there in the center. So, we'll have to keep an eye on that idea. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, what is this lunatic on about? Whoa. What? Let's... Yeah. Turn you around that direction. Let's see. Overlap those two. I like that. That's cool. And then we need... the short ones here. Perfect. Let me see what happens. Ooh. Do something like that. I like it. We're gonna keep that. That's cool. Put his friend here. That way you can see like these are really built into each other. Nice. Awesome. Alright. But now I have to decide what I want to do with this here. Actually, this does kind of create a little bit of a walkway, now that I'm looking at it, where we can put some posts for support and kind of turn this into a walkway. So, you know, we're going to do that. We're going to stick with the flat roofing here. And I think there's some flat ones in here as well. I think there might be some big ones. No, there isn't, just the little dudes. Of course there isn't. Why would there be? Alright. So, I wonder if I go to... Where am I going? Here. Crew tab, structural, metal, corrugated. See if I can find some... Well, obviously we got those. I want to see if there's like any real roof pieces. Ah, you smell. Okay. I think it's probably going to do the same thing for all of these. Yeah, we've got all these pieces, which I'm gonna, at some point, like, use stuff like this. Actually, we can probably use something like this right here. That little, we need a bigger one. There we go. This way we have a step down onto our walkway. Sort of. So the height's just a little bit much. I don't know if I have one that dips more than that. Probably not. Well, we can do something like this. And then I'll stick like a piece of wood under there. I don't know. We're just playing around right now. We're going to raise that guy up, though, because it looks cut off. Yeah, see? Let me turn my highlighting off so I can actually see what I'm doing here. There we go. That worked. All right. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I wanted to go in here. I think there might be some regular pieces. Hey, that's not such a bad idea. Put that... So, there we go. Now we're getting some altering whatses. Can I get these to... No, unfortunately they won't lock in like that. But we can do that. First, that's crooked. We'll have to fix that. But that works. So we're going to do that. We might consider putting back doors on some of these or something. Or put a door facing out that way. You know what? Since we're doing that, we can use back into here. Yeah. But no, that's not what I want with the floor. Dum dum. There we go. You can actually put some floor pieces in. This will make a nice little walkway for us. And oh, I gotta fill in the roof there. Ooh. Yeah, let's do that. Duh! Why didn't you guys tell me? You're supposed to be my friends. You're supposed to be helping me here, you know. Alright. Let's see. Do I dare try to build one here? What do you want to connect to? Everything except for where I want you to connect to. Ah. Alright. Let's try some other floors. You know what? I'm going to... Nope. Not there. Here. Here. Ah! Back over here. There we go. Barn. No, that's too nice looking. That was warehouse. This is barn. There we go. Okay. Put that guy there. That guy there. Leaves a nice little gap there. You know what? Let's take that out. Let's put this guy in here. Nice. That'll leave like a nice little gapped walkway there. Okay. We're doing. And yeah, we're gonna give this dude like some really crappy floors. See, just... That's all he got. Nice. Okay. Actually, you know what? Is this where? Yes, the retextures. Would go with the unpainted. Perfect. This one's going to be a little bit taller because we got a stairwell here, so I'm not really going to build anything on top of him. Let's see. Better doorway than that. Come on, there we go. Stick the door here. Ugh. Of course it's facing the wrong way. Take that out. There we go. Okay. Now we need... Oh, actually, what? Oh, that's small. I thought that was, like, tall. I do kind of like that, though. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, no, that actually, that would be perfect. So, we're going to make that. And, is there be regular half walls in here I can that thing. Or... Oh, there it is. So I know I probably could have just used, like, 2 regular walls to make this happen, but I don't care. We gotta do things the hard way sometimes, you know? Alright. And then we'll stick that dude there. And what else we got? There we go. Put this dude here. Let's see if I can make this work. Oh, you're too small. Son of a gun. There are no half walls in these either. I'll have to fill those in with something else then, apparently. Okay. I don't know why I put that there. We're just kind of messing around. See, that's kind of... Put that guy there. Get rid of that one. Put that one there. And then we just got that little bit of section, which is fine. I can fill that in with something else once I figure this out. You know what? There we go. Let's just do that. And we'll throw a plain wall in here. That'll help us out a little bit. Somewhere. There we go. We have just one little half wall and half roof section we gotta build. Well, 2 little half walls. Or we can just bump that back like that. Our lives a little easier. Yeah! That's the plan, Stan. If your name is Stan, then apparently I'm talking to you. Oh, that looks terrible. Alright, we're gonna have to get rid of that. Maybe I'll just stick a piece of something underneath that one and call it a day. But yeah, we're starting to get a nice little town thing going here, and we can stick some supports for this guy. Because I think you stick to the... Yeah, there we go. We'll just put that guy there. That guy there. And we do need some of these. Well, let's go ahead and throw a couple of these randomly in place. Why is that sticking up so high? Probably because... Oh, that's floor, those are roofs. That's why. Okay. So... let's do that. There we go. Of course, now I gotta even these out, because that just looks terrible. What's that? Yeah, it's never going to be perfect because of the way everything is. I really ideally want it there, so let's turn off our snap and move that there. Won't matter too much once we actually put like some rails up here. So actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's use some classic wood railings. Right in here. Yeah, these bad boys. All right. Oops, snapping's off, dummy. I'll just throw that there. Oh, that's not going to snap because those are roof pieces. Alright, we're going to have to replace these. So let's go ahead and turn that off. And, I don't want to do that. That's going to be such a pain. What I need is railings that, like, just snap to each other. You know what? Let's see something. Move these out of the way for a second. These don't snap to each other, do they? No, they don't. Okay. What does... Good question. Oh, let's look in here real quick. What do we have? We have railings in here. We got foundation. We got floor, walls, roof, porch. Well, you got these things. They don't really fit. Do they snap to each other? Probably not. Nope. Let's see. Oh, we could do some fencing, to be honest. We got fences, barbed. Yeah. Everybody watch out. You cut your fingers when you go to just look at the beautiful sunset over the lake thing back here. Quarry? That's not bad. They don't snap to each other, though. No, they don't. Oops. Get out of there. Car fence. Nope, too big. Junk wood farmer's fence. I think these actually snap to each other. Or not. We have Snappy turned off. No. You suck. Alright, next. These are too big. They do snap, but they're just way too big. I want that much protection. How about these? Okay. I guess they do. They snap very awkwardly, and you need, you know, posts between each one. We can probably work with that. Okay. So let's put a fence in. This way. And goes like that. Let's see how that goes. Post there. Ooh, I could maybe find a way to put another stairwell here. 2. Alright, we'll think about that. While I make some fencing. Ooh, I like the gray better, to be honest. Shoot. Oh, don't bite. Really? Why? Oh, there we go. Cheese and crackers. Alright. Onward. I'm gonna replace those after I get these in place. No. There you go. Yeesh. Yeah, we gotta get some variation on these bad boys. Nope. 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 There we go. Alright, that's not too bad. Spacing-wise, because I'm pretty sure that's exactly where I want to end the walkway anyway. So, a little bit of torque in here, just to get that to the edge. Turn that back on. We'll just shift everything over. Work our way back down to the green where we can get rid of it. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for playing. Have a nice life. Alright. Let's go back into one of the big ones. I like that one. Oh, we need a post. Hang on while I post this. Joke. Okay. There we go. And I'm not too worried about this section here because I'm probably going to keep that going for a little while. Maybe over to there or something. But yeah, this ain't looking too bad. I do kind of like the way that goes into the water, though. That is pretty cool. Alright, so we're just going to do this ourselves. Get that. Right. Perfect. Where'd the other one go? Oh, he's already still here. You're going to go there. You're going to be like that with that post. Yeah. Alright. Maybe. No, never mind. We're actually gonna bring that in, like that, or something, or like that. Yeah, that looks better. 'Cause otherwise, it's just like barely touching whatever's there, and doesn't really seem to make any sense. We're gonna move this guy. Actually, no, we're gonna put that there to help cover that post. The others, I don't know. Whatever. Cool. We're off to a pretty good start. And then, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to build this. I'll have to have each one. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got those curved floors. We can make some curved houses, I suppose. All right. Nice. Very nice. Okie dokie. Yeah, if you guys got any more ideas, you know, you're looking at the design here and you think I should implement this or implement that, yada yada, whatever, by all means, you know, say something in the comments below. As you know, I'm more than happy to go with some of the ideas you fantastic folks have, because you guys got some better ideas than I do sometimes, so, yeah. This is shaping up to be something pretty dang cool. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.
Hey, I just have a question. Hey, Is this a goddamn? Goddamn. Goddamn,
If you'll follow me this way.